In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve orb number 8 for the 8 o'clock section for the Felcycle Mount Puzzle. Now first, stand outside Ratt's instance and you're going to right-click your plate, your nameplate, and you're going to go reset all instances. Yes, I want to reset. And then you're going to go ahead and go back inside. Don't worry, this will not reset any of your progress that you have made in the past, as you can see over here. You will, however, have to have made all of this progress before you can go ahead and work on number 8. So if you were missing any of the other previous orbs, you're going to need to get those before you do this one. Now, when you enter Ratt's Revenge yet again and you've reset the instance, you're going to go ahead and turn on the setting in your options in interface to show critters and companions names. The reason why you want to do this is so that when you're walking around here, you can see things like the Catacombs Ratt. We're going to be looking for normal rats, the ones that don't have the word catacombs in it. Because these ones are not important, we're going to be looking for basic rats during the puzzle that we're going to do. So make sure you have that setting. Next, you're going to go ahead and make yourself a macro. So in your settings, go make a macro. Go to specific macros for character or general, it's up to you. Hit new to make a new macro. And for this macro, you're going to select any icon, doesn't matter. And you're going to type this over here. So it's going to target rat. And then it's going to set a skull icon on top of that rat so that it marks them so that you can see it a lot better. You can find this text in the description of this video to help you. When you're done, you just have to go ahead and click save and drag the icon over here onto your hotbar so that you can go ahead and spam it during this puzzle. Next, you're going to need to familiarize yourself with these pads. You've probably noticed them before. There are 7 of these throughout the entire instance in different areas and sometimes in different locked rooms. Now on screen now, you can see the location of the 7 pads and which room they're on. You can use your map for reference to see where they are in reference. Because what we're going to be doing is counting the amount of rats that we find through the entire instance and then using a special table to place an amount of statues on a certain pad. The statues in question are these statues over here. There are a few of them throughout the instance. When you click them, you can go ahead and drag it and it will follow, and you can click them again so that it stops following. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is dragging them to certain pads and then leaving them there and interacting with the Enigma Machine, which I'm going to explain now. So for now, make sure none of them are on any of the pads. Just leave the statues all loose. You're then going to make your way to the Enigma Machine. This is this machine over here. It is located over here on the map in case you don't know where. Now, when you interact with the Enigma Machine, for the very first time you use it, you will have to put in 2 items that you collected from completing 2 previous orbs. Once you've done so, you will see here the contraption appears to have 7 locked mechanisms. Now, before you begin, I must warn you, if you make a mistake and you input the incorrect answer, you will be electrocuted, which will kill you, and you will have to start from the beginning. So take this nice and slow, because sometimes the rats are really difficult to find. You should also know that you cannot copy what I'm about to do in this video. It all depends on how many rats you get in your game. It's not going to be the same for every single lock. So you'll have to pay attention to how I'm doing things, not the exact, method of things that I'm doing. I will explain as we begin on lock number 1. So interact with the machine here and pull the begin lever. And then you're also going to go ahead and pull the submit lever. So this is going to really begin it, and it's going to make rats appear. Not these catacombs rats, base rats instead. You can kill these so that they don't get in the way, because sometimes they might run over the mechanisms like this. You can see here when you hover over it, it goes blue. If you have 2 statues over it, it goes green. If you have 3 statues on it, it changes another color. That is essentially what we're going to be doing when we hit submit on the Enigma Machine to unlock each lock. So now that we know the pads are all working, we know that the mechanism is unlocked. We can go ahead and use that macro. If you go ahead and spam it, you can see here, it will put a skull on and target rats nearby. This makes it really helpful because you can see there's one right over there with just the name rat. So we go ahead and we kill it. So that's how you're going to count it. So it's 1 rat. We counted 1. Now we go ahead and we search the entire instance to find more rats, because there will be more, up to 10. Now, I haven't talked about this in any previous videos, but this room over here with the green crystal on top, to get into it, you have to stand on the left-hand side and you can click that purple crystal. When you have it targeted, you can use the item in your bag called the Relic of Crystal Connections that we got from a previous orb. This is going to allow you to teleport inside the room. If you have a statue following you when you do this, it will phase through the gate and let you follow it into it to this pad over here. That's how you access this pad in case that's a problem throughout this video. If you want to know how to leave the room, you just go ahead, walk up to the gate, and you'll look directly up and you'll see the green crystal. you can go ahead and click it. It's a little finicky sometimes. You just have to target it, find like the hitbox. When you do have it selected and targeted, you can go ahead and use the Relic of Crystal Connections, and this will let you teleport to that crystal on the outside, and that is how you get out the room. So make sure you check that room for any rats. Use the macro if you need to spam it over and over. It does help because it marks the rats with that skull. We currently have 1 rat. You can also find them in these locked rooms, so make sure you check these rooms over here for the astral chest, as well as the red button door, because you can find rats in these rooms. There's none for me, which is great. I can find my second rat is located over here. When you spam the macro, this is what it does. Makes it really easy to see them. So that's 2 rats. And you can see there's another one by the big staircase at the entrance. Make sure you do check the stairs or just spam this macro. It will target the most nearest alive rat. So this is rat number 3. If you hit the macro over and over and over again and it keeps selecting a dead rat, that means there's no alive one in the vicinity. If you press this macro at the beginning over here, it does select anything that goes higher. So we know we have 3 rats. So if we go ahead and use this table now, you'll see here there are 7 tables. Each one is for a different lock. We're going to start with the first table, table number 1. Now, because I had 3 rats, it's going to tell me I have to put 1 on 3, pad 3. So that means I have to take 1 statue, like this over here, and put it on pad number 3. Now, pad number 3 is inside this crystal room, and luckily I showed you how to get in here, and you're just going to lead it onto the pad like this. Once it's on the pad, click it so that it stops following you. If you back away, you should see that the light of the pad activates. In this case, it's blue, and that's all we need. We need 1 statue on this pad, and we're going to go and exit this room. And now that we're out, we're going to go ahead and go to the Enigma Machine, and we're going to click Submit Lever. If you did this correctly, it will say you hear a mechanism unlock and get the magnifying glass. Now, don't press anything else on the Enigma Machine, but the first thing you should do now is go to the pad that you just activated, because you have to remove that statue. And remove the statue off of that pad, because if it is holding that pad and you press the submit button for the next one, it's going to fail you and you're going to have to start again. So make sure none of the pads are activated. And then you're essentially going to repeat this process another 6 times for every different lock. The only difference now is we're moving on to table number 2. And then when you're interacting with the Enigma Machine, after counting the amount of rats that you find, you're going to go ahead and put the statues on the correct amount of, the pedestals and stuff. So go ahead and do that. As you can see here, hit submit, move the statue, and repeat this process until you've finished all 7 tables. And then go to the Enigma Machine and press submit for the very final one, which unlocks the Great Lock. Which, if we go ahead and we look here, you can see we have the 8th orb, finally, as well as it opens up the Enigmatic Door over here, the very big one for the vault, which is pretty cool. And you can go inside and explore this new room. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.